Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Gonna hopefully be throwing some trans lockup in this thing. See how that goes. So unfortunately on these Cadillacs, they have all these silly bars. So we gotta pop off this bar to get the pan off of the trans. It's an 18. Is it just spinning in place? Seems it. Yeah. Frick. 15. Oh yeah. We'll just do it like that. Get one bolt out, just twist it over. Makes it a lot easier. Well, that looks sketchy. You got a bunch of washers there. It's never a good sign. Alright, start loosening these. I don't know why I think it's a 13. It's because it is. Hey, if I haven't mentioned how bad gravel driveways are, they're awful. Now that we got the bolts loose, I'm gonna zap them out. I'm gonna zap out all the backs first, and then slowly loosen on the way up, and it'll drip out the back. In theory. Probably not. I'll tell you about claustrophobia under this car. It's freaking amazing. I couldn't be any more claustrophobic under that thing. Yeah, they come out for a breather. Get some of these rocks out from under my back. They don't feel too great. You gotta give me some kind of props for that. That was almost slick. Alright, while we let this drip dry, we'll clean up this pan and get back to you guys in a second here. Alright, meow, I gotta figure out how this filter comes out. I think it just pops out. Yep. There's the harness that we gotta replace right here. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure at all. It's this wire, this pressure switch, and then I guess this plug. Awful directions on the paper. It might also be because I can't read, but directions not helping. So this is where we're at so far. I unplugged the plug from here. Unplug that. You get it out of these clamps and such. Now we got to pull off this pressure switch and put on the new one. Let's see how that goes. It's not that size. Of course. Under pressure. Alright. Oh, hi. Alright, so that's the stock pressure switch. It was in there. It's out now. It's over there. Supposedly you're only supposed to tighten this pressure switch to like 8 pounds or something. I'll show you 8 pounds. That's about 8. Yeah, definitely not gonna go more than that. So meow, you gotta strip back these wires. And come in here and cut these. Get that out of there. Snip these back. Put that in there. Now, I'm gonna dump the rest of this crud out of here, hopefully. Get out of here. Get out of here now. Okay. Let's stick this up in here. Okay. So, meow, I gotta clean up here. And the pan. The kit doesn't come with the gasket for the 200R. It only comes with the gasket for the 400R. So we're gonna have to do that as well. And then also there's a plug that I don't know what that does, but I think this is all we have to do in the pan. So that's really all I'm worried about.
Great success.
All right. So got that bolt out, put our ground up behind it there. That's the ground. I don't know if y'all can see that. Ground. Now we're gonna tighten it down, zip tie this control box up out of the way. We're gonna zip tie it down somewhere, and then we got to run that vacuum line to it. Hopefully it won't be a pain. And I got to get gasket maker. Of course we don't have any small zip ties, so. Alright, now I gotta run a vacuum line in here. Pull off this cleaner. Alright, so that back line I just looped and hooked back to itself up here. So this one might be the contender. Hopefully that's long enough. All right, let's see if that vacuum line got close. Unfortunately, I'm gonna call that perfect. All right, Meow. We're going under here. Clean up where the gasket's gonna lay, make sure it's all clean and dry. We're gonna run to the store real quick, get gasket maker and some trans fluid, and then button her all up. All right, now since the vacuum line's hooked up, everything's done here. This is as clean as it's gonna get. So we're about to gasket make our own gasket for this. So let's see how that goes. And then hopefully we're gonna jam her up here, and I'm gonna throw bolts while I'm holding on to it. Did I mention these rocks are really sharp too? Yep. So hopefully we didn't mess up the front of that gasket, but we're doing the best we can with what we got here. So we're starting to get some squeezage, which is a good sign. I like. If you guys were wondering my techniques, I use this as a torque spec. Not recommended. But if you're looking for inaccurate torquing, just choke your hand up on the ratchet. It's all about how much oomph you put into it, really. If you don't want a heavy torque spec, if you want a heavy torque spec, I guess we'll give her 5 minutes and then just double check on the snugness of these, and then we'll fill her up with fluid and see what she does from there. Very nice. I know technically the gasket should be dry before you put fluid in it. That's kind of like an obvious thing, but I did it this way because it was easier for me. So I got it basically full of trans fluid. I think it says 4.5 to 5, so I got it about 4.5 to 5 in there. I'm gonna make sure these bolts are tight to my liking, and then we're gonna roll it off, let it run, get some fluid through that trans and see what happens. I don't see any leaks yet. Torque, 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 torque. Don't worry guys, torque specs. I don't know if you can tell, torque specs. Torque, torque specs. We're doing twerk specs, twerk specs, twerk. All right, meow. Take this stupid bar, the back up here. Let me take this stupid nut and stupid washer and put that back up here. You got your 15. Help if I have the ratchet. Tighten this pig down. Looks pretty mint if you ask me. That doesn't, but yeah, gasket's definitely not dry yet. So another look at that ugly crossover pipe. Mint. You might be asking yourself, Tyler, why is the motor torn back down a little bit? Well, folks, you know how it goes around here. We put in that trans lockup, and as I went to go test drive it, the power steering pump gave out. So that's a minty new one, and we're just waiting on a replacement pulley. The replacement pulley's dual, whatever you call that. So maybe we'll be able to run the alternator belt over that pulley as well, which could be good for everything in that area. But we do have the lockup in this pig. I did take it for a test drive with that power steering pump screaming, and we do have lockup, so that's awesome overall. But it wasn't awesome because our test drive was interrupted by a screaming power steering pump. So the new power steering pump is on. Just waiting on the new pulley. Hopefully I know where I put the pulley installer tool, and we can reinstall that pulley and take her for a real test drive.